Here we go. We're back at Street Talk, right? And I'm Father Russ Carmichael, or should we call it Street Rage? How do you like my outfit today, huh? You can tell what kind of show this is going to be tonight, huh, people? I love you for tuning in to us. I hope you're all doing well. But we're going to talk about king making tonight. Okay, right across from me is Dominic, my co-host, and backed by popular demand is the Dummy, okay? Deflated, my God, right? I'll have to tell you the story about how that happened.
I don't even think Viagra could pump him up.
He's in serious trouble. Okay, before I really start, I want to say hello to Bobby out there. Bobby and Darren, I hope you're doing all right. A little bit of seriousness, I probably should take off the hat. Okay, Darren's not feeling good and he's sore, and Bobby's been a little sick, and okay. And
we got a whole
whole
list.
I got
a couple of people that I work with.
I should be a little serious about this.
No, one of my clients, Rich, is just going through a rough time. It's just past a year when his mom passed away.
Rich.
And so, and I have another client, unfortunately, his sister, who's taken care of him for the last 25 years, has got some serious medical issues, and they're Haitian, and they have a very large family. They're very coming together, but they're having such a rough time with it. And then we have our friend Christine.
Yeah.
Whose daughter Anne-Marie is up in the hospital dealing with seizures and other stuff.
I know, we got a ton. Of course, it's the business that we deal with. So aside from the joking Father does and everything else, there's a very serious side. And Father is Father, believe it or not, and Father believes in prayer. Okay, a lot of people don't believe that, and our community prays for people, and we do a prayer chain and stuff like that. Some people think it doesn't work. I don't know. It works for me. I'm here rather than Walpole.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing, right? If anybody knows my history, right? So I believe prayer gets answered. So we're praying. For all our people out there, we pray in our hearts, and at our home, in my community, where Bobby is and Darren is, in the morning we light candles for all our people, and we pray for them. Serious business, and we ask all of you that believe in this stuff out there with us, please pray with us, and and let's ask for health. Ask the Lord to give health and support to the individuals that all need it. He knows who needs it, and we know, and we ask, and I ask in Jesus' name, because obviously I'm Christian, but whatever your mode of prayer is, please send up prayers for those and hope that they get healed. Right? I mean, I know we go from very seriousness.
We jump back and forth.
We jump back and forth, right? But I got to tell you this, okay?
Here's who I'm praying for.
Oh, yeah, Michael.
I am praying that Michael Passero gets in and is mayor of the city of New London, because he has written a wonderful manifesto about how this city should be run.
Yeah, normal. Yeah. Just run the city right?
Yeah.
No big deals. Just do the right things. Stuff we've been talking about on here with him and everything. I think Brian was on the other show, on Dennis's show, said Mike is New London, and Mike is New London.
Yeah.
I mean, he is New London. Grew up here, worked hard, come out of working class family, got educated, fireman, 30 years, I believe, first responder, runs into the crap when everybody's running away. Okay, educated man, lawyer. I believe he's been twice before the state Supreme Court. That's a pretty big deal. I know. I know that because Father went up almost. I didn't get to the federal. I got one level.
Federal appellate?
Appellate. Yeah, I got one level below the Supreme Court. Okay, but I got to put this on. Okay. I just this is my Just call me Finny.
So when we
Just call me Finny. Do I got to tell you the story about why deflation is here, right? Okay. You got. I know I'm crazy. Okay. The other day, Angie takes me. I got to get the truck emissions on the truck, right? So she's yelling at me because she's home. Dad, you got to bring the thing down to the emission. So I take it down to the emission place. She comes with me, like she has to hold my hand now all the time. Okay, so I go with the
older than capable.
I'm going through my childhood, right? So I go to the admissions place and I sit down and I meet this wonderful lady, Jean. I know she's out there. She tells me she watches me all the time. She was a teacher in London. She's retired, and she has her friends, and they watch the show. Okay, so I'm not going to say what her last name is. A wonderful lady, and we sit down while I'm getting admissions, and we have this big conversation. She's right away. She knew me, father. So we're sitting there. We had a couple of people, and we were talking in the place, and she said, "The dummy." Where's the? Why? Everybody loves the dummy. You beat up the dummy, huh? When are you going to bring back the dummy? And I said, well, the dummy got deflated. She said, well, that's like the mayor right now. He's deflated, right? Hopefully we're running him out of town. We're trying anyways, right? So I said, I'll bring back the dummy, and here's the dummy. And the dummy's like this because Dominic, he wouldn't fight me, okay? Finizio wasn't going to fight me for this fundraiser. Said I was too old. He might have said I was too fat, too, but he said I was too old, and he wasn't going to do it.
I think out of his weight class is the way he put it.
Well, then I said, okay, well, you fight my co-host. My co-host will be my second, right? And what did he say? He said,
I was inexperienced.
You were inexperienced.
Even though I was willing to go out and get professional
and get training and everything else right there.
And I was going to train like 8-9 months to coming into like a 3-round,
yeah,
take it out fight.
Yeah, right. No big deal.
For fun.
For fun, right.
But I figured, you know what? I'd fight for the soul of New London.
That's right.
Because, I figure he's trying to take it apart and turn it black.
Exactly right. Destroy the whole city.
So I figured I'd fight for the soul of New London because that's what I would do for you guys.
Yeah, right. And so he said no, and you beat up the dummy and you deflated it in the parking lot. There's the dummy. That would be the condition that if Dom was in the ring with it.
It's that jab, cross.
Oh, look at this. I got a call already. I bet you I know who this is. Good evening.
Hi, it's Father Russ.
Hey, Ray! How we doing, Ray? How we doing?
Who's your buddy?
Don't you know Dominic? You know Dominic.
How you doing, Ray?
Dominic?
I'm good.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
How you been, Father Russ?
I've been good. How you been?
I've been all right.
I missed you.
I missed you, too.
Yeah, well, I was on Fridays, and now I'm back here. I don't know where you are. Isn't this your... But this, this is your church night, isn't it? Isn't this usually your church night?
No.
Oh, no? Okay. But you doing okay?
Hey, Dominic.
Yes.
How you been?
I've been doing wonderful, Ray. We've been making sure. You managed to stay out of the hospital? Things all right with you physically?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, we said some good prayers for you.
Hey, you know what?
You've been praying for me, too, right?
Hey, Dominic.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
Tomorrow I'm going to say a prayer for Father Russ and you.
Thank you.
We need them.
We did. You know I need them. I need them all the time, Ray. Right? Bobby said hello. Okay, and I'm sure he's probably watching. He's been sick. He's been. I'm trying to get him. Yeah. But he's got that lung stuff. He's doing. He's working on it.
I haven't seen him around.
I know it. Well, he was sick. He was in the hospital for a while.
Sick?
Yep. And he's got to take it easy.
Yeah, I want to call you to see how you're doing.
Yeah. Well, it's good to hear you, and it's good to know you're doing okay.
God bless, Ray. You have a good night, all right, buddy?
But I want to call you. I've been wanting to call you.
Yeah, I know it. Well,
I wish you and Dominic have a good time. I mean, good show.
thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Good night. Bye-bye. Ray's great. Ray's followed us for, 13 years or whatever I've been on. Long time. Long time you wonderful people put up with me.
Probably knows more about the city than the mayor does.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure he does. Okay. Hey, I don't know what happened. I did not go to the public forum. I missed it at 6 o'clock. Of course, I had Bob. We've had Bob on the.
Yeah, we did a TV show with Bob, actually, that's on tape this last Tuesday.
Oh, just last Tuesday. That's right. Oh, it probably hasn't played here. It hasn't.
It actually, was it last Tuesday or was it a week ago?
A week ago, Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, it's playing on the other stations right at the moment.
Yeah,
Tonight.
Okay. Tonight is playing. While we're doing this stuff here. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
we're on in 3 places.
My God.
We're live here. We're on tape delay. down in Fairfield to like Orange and up in
I need to keep my
Naugatuck.
secrets, right? That's why the town people wonder how I'm so well known all over the place. We're everywhere. We do get around, right? Yeah, and of course I for years I've dealt with legislature and others at a different level, not necessarily local. I was trying to hide out in where I lived, but obviously it doesn't work too good. So they found me, but I hope it went well. Obviously, this is pretty good. The new senator, president. Martin was down there with Bob. I mean, this is really good. I'm glad that people are taking an interest in New London. As you see, all the activity. Now, things come slow, but over the years, I mean, we really worked hard to get the governor in our local area, and people are really good. And you saw what Paul Fasano, okay. Formica, excuse me. Gee, give me a break.
You're getting too many people in here.
I'm getting to, Lynn. Paul did the thing with Ernie and the young man,
Andre
Baumgartner, right. So that, I mean, that's really cool that they're starting to really pay attention to what we're doing in New London, and that's why it's real important. I mean, all the joking and stuff like that Father does to make sure. Really, we need to make sure that Michael Passero. I don't care what your politics is. I don't Democrat, Independent, Republican. We need leadership like Michael. And everybody should get this little thing. This is the greatest little manifesto program,
See, you know what
policy position.
You know what I can tell about, this is what I can tell about the difference between Finizio and Passero. And this is pretty easy, and it's pretty simple. You know what? Michael runs into the fire, okay? He's a fireman. He knows how to deal with difficult situation. Finizio wants to go paint the fire hydrants. He's a clown.
He is a clown.
All right?
Like me.
Michael goes around town. I watched this on YouTube video. He's helping to clear up the streets. How? Literally. He's picking up the garbage and throwing it in the back of a truck and taking it out to the dump. Okay? What does Finizio want to do? He wants to do a ride around on a snowplow truck to make sure that they're cleaning off his side of the street so that he can get in the city hall. And he lays the big pile on the other side.
You got it.
So you want to know, that's the difference. You know what? You got a clown versus somebody who can actually manage something.
Well, I believe that. I mean, I really do. There's no question about, what I think of. Everybody gets mad at me, and it's the politics. It's the politics. But how do you like this one? Isn't this better?
You know what? It matches your outfit too.
Hey, I'm all. What do you call it? Oh, I want to be mayor. I want to be mayor. I'm going to change the city for you. Anybody who votes for this guy after what he's done got to be wearing this stuff. And you got to be kidding me.
I think we came up with a good term for it. We were talking about this before we came up on the show, and we were talking about a grifter.
You know, a lot of people, you got me off here when you said that, because I was thinking of cards, and I have cards, okay? And a grifter, a grifter is a con man.
Yeah.
That's why I knew him so well.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was. It was part of my old career, you know? I might still be.
He says he's doing it from the playbook.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. I tried to inform this city about this since he started, okay? I started with him, I jumped his ship, okay? He is Rizzo, Bell, California. The city of Bell, California was taken over by a guy named Rizzo years ago. And he became the highest paid city manager in the country. Yep. He made more money than the president, and he did it with 6 people. Yeah. And he took over the town little by little, okay, and he shafted all the citizens and everybody else, and he got a lock on that city, and
I think they were on like ABC, like News or 60 Minutes or something along those lines.
Anybody who does organizational studies, I mean, that's, if you're in my kind of business, you look at what, he was smart. The difference between Finizio moved too fast. He moved too fast. If he had came in a little bit and he took a year or two and he didn't ice out his political enemies and he didn't throw out get control of the police department like he's done and devastated that, did a couple of other things, got people out that he didn't like, if he just romanced them for a year, he would have got a lock on this city, and this city would have been his. And it still could be his. Okay, Michael's not a shoo-in.
No.
Mike is not a shoo-in. This is a serious fight. Every Republican, okay, should join the Democratic Party so that we can invite everybody, you can all vote in the primary, and let's get it over with the primary. Vote Michael in on the primary, and that's the end of it, because Democrats usually rule the, and he's not going to build. Too many people know what he's about now, and all his support is out of town. Grifter is what a beautiful term. That is exactly right. That's exactly what he is.
Yep, came in here. He's conned this city.
Yeah, he's conned.
He conned his way into the hearts.
Yeah,
the guy can't tell anything truthful.
He doesn't know how.
He doesn't.
That's a character flaw.
Yeah.
I feel actually, see, part of me is the part of me that deals with disability. I feel sorry for.
Well, I tell you what. You know what? Here's the deal. Look, Finizio, once you're out, you can come over to Father's house, and maybe he'll help you with some of the problems that you have as far as like the personality disorders and other things that you got going within that, and your dislike for the truth, or your incapability to be able to tell the truth. So, you know what? Once you're done as mayor, come on over. You know, we'd be happy to help you out with some of your issues. Yeah. You know, I don't begrudge anybody. I just, I don't want the citizens of New London to be taken for a ride.
Which they're being.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody thinks I don't like him personally. It's his politics. It's always been his politics. Once I saw what his politics were, that was it. And he's got issues. Not that I don't have issues. Obviously,
we all got issues.
We all got issues, but he's got some serious issues. And he's smart. I mean, he's smart. He's articulate and everything else. But he's a con man, grifter. I like that, grifter. He's a grifter. Yeah. We know who you are. Okay, and look at this. This is the way, see you later, deflated.
Yep. Deflated and out the door.
And out the door. Take it, get a ride out of here. Well, my understanding is his husband, or I don't know, his husband is going to school in Westerly. I even heard rumors somebody was talking about he might be moving back, opening a salon there or something like that. I mean,
I hate,
everything is out of town.
We're so close to the date this, because wasn't it April Fool's Day last year where he said, I'm not running.
Exactly right.
I'm done. I'm done. Take the heat off of me.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, and I got sucked into that because he said it so many times. And at first I said, no, he doesn't mean it. I knew it was a bunch of bull and everything else like that. And this guy caught me twice. People don't usually get me, but he caught me with that one too. I said, I don't believe it. But then I thought about it. I said, well, maybe he is. And then he said it. He actually said it 5 times he committed that he was not going to run. Okay, so you figure, okay, he's not going. Otherwise, I was doing the petition
for no confidence.
For no confidence and no confidence. So I stopped doing that. I said, okay, forget it. Okay, and of course he's running. Okay, and he's trying to rise like the phoenix from the ashes, right? Except you got to burn that bird, man. Got to shoot it down. I mean, this is the bird I will pull. No wings. Boom. Hey, Bob. This is the kind of people he hires. Okay? I mean, the actual fact of what I liked about what Michael's wrote about in his position paper was basically he's just talking about a normal run city like you're supposed to. You hire quality people to do their job and to run what they're supposed to. Yes, you're looking at me. We got.
Yeah,
Good evening. You're on Street Talk with Father Russ and Dominic.
Hello, Father Carmichael. How are you this evening?
I'm doing all right.
I wanted to ask you what you thought, your opinion on people that are selfish. What you think should happen to people that are selfish?
Well, I'm not sure. What do you mean by selfish?
Well, I want to tell you a short story about a column that I had read in the newspaper about a year ago. It was about a young man that had graduated from a high school down south. I think it was somewhere in South Carolina. And he had come from a pretty wealthy family. And he pretty much, all these children that had gone to these high school had pretty much got any gift that they wanted for graduation. So his father took him to a car dealership one day, and the child that picked out the young man had picked out an automobile that he wanted. And the day of his graduation came, and this young man had all his friends over at his house, and his father came into the room, I think it was the living room that they were in, and had told his son that he had his graduation gift. And son said, well, should we go out back? And the father says, no, I want to give it to you here. And the father handed him a Holy Bible. And the kid was a little upset, took the Bible, threw it at his father, walked out of the room, had left the house, and had never come back. So about a year after all this had happened, the young man's mom had called him and said that your father had passed away and that he was summoned back to the house. His mother wanted to talk to him. So he'd gone back to the house, and she said, there's a box in the living room for you. And he walked into the living room, and he opened up the box, and there was a few things in there, and the Holy Bible was in there, the one that he had thrown at his father. And he figured maybe he should read it, so he opened up the Bible. And inside the Bible was a cashier's check dated on that day of his graduation for the amount of the automobile. I always wonder what you think about somebody being that selfish.
Well,
should actually happen to that person.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting story. You're talking religious beliefs and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay, which are very conflicting. Everybody has a different thought pattern of who to believe in, what to believe in. Actually, considering us, if we talk Christians, even reading Scripture, whether Scripture is Holy Scripture, as you just said, or is just written for people to follow and learn from. So, I mean, it really gets to, you're asking a spiritual question, okay, that I probably can't answer, in the sense that, from my opinion, one of the major problems that we have right now all over the country is people being selfish. We've got we have so many that have so much, okay, that they don't want to give to others that have so little and that don't have nothing. Well, my own personal belief is we're united with all human beings. We're one and the same, all of us. All of us belong to the family of creation. Okay, one way or another, and scientifically, we're all connected. Okay, so what one happens to one, I really understand it happens to all of us. And people don't get that concept, okay? So if I have tons and tons of money, I think, my personal opinion, it would be my obligation to help as those that I can and should. It doesn't mean I have to deprive myself. Okay? It doesn't mean I have to deprive myself to help others, okay? But if I have the means, well, and that's what I do, okay? Now, I didn't do it when I was young. I was as greedy as any other person, and I was all about money one way or another. I mean, I came to that through my belief system and education and everything else. And that's a journey that we all go on, is what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, I was just wondering. I'm wondering how do you live with something like that, knowing that you only have one dad and you have one mom, which is the greatest gift of all, and how do you go on with your life? I mean, how would you?
Oh no, I think you take what you got in that Bible. I would. My personal opinion,
right.
If I had to check what I had in that Bible, I would go out and do good with others with that check that
right.
That's what I would do. Okay, in a way to kind of make up a redemption way for not really doing what I did to my father. Okay,
almost like paying it forward more or less, you would think?
Yeah. But I also believe in prayer. So I believe that, I believe that Dad is watching and understands that your effort for redemption is a positive thing. I mean, you're asking me as a criminal. I
think it brings up the whole point. I think we're all worthy of redemption.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's what path we choose to carry that out through, or hopefully that you become aware of that if you've made mistakes like that, and it's what you do with it thereafter.
Exactly.
I mean, we all, God knows, we all make mistakes in life. I mean, that's what makes us human.
Yeah.
If we didn't, I mean, as far as that would go.
Yeah, the work I do, people say, what do you get out of the work? Well, it's a redemption thing. I'm trying to pay back and make up for serious mistakes that I made when I was younger. I was not a very good person, okay? And it took my belief in my God to get me. I always say, and people who hear me, Jesus is my straitjacket, and I hope he doesn't loosen the ties, because I need that. Now other people need whatever they need, but that's the way it is. Okay, and I'm a street priest. I'm not your regular priest. I'm mission oriented and I'm action oriented, and I do just the stuff primarily because that's what I'm trying to do. It's my redemption walk. Okay, so that's where I am.
Okay, well, I just wanted to share that story with you.
That's an interesting story. Thank you.
It's something that I always remember because when I see people, especially the way they are, everything's about materialistic stuff today, and when I see someone that's selfish in that manner or what have you, I always think about that story. So I just wanted to share that with you.
That's wonderful. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, you have yourself a good evening.
You too. Real bless you. Great. That's a great story. You know, I'm always in need of. I'm in need of prayer, redemption. That's a whole. Yeah.
It's a whole different story.
It's a hard track to follow, but you know, and we have to forgive ourselves. One of the things you have to be able to forgive yourself, which is one of the hardest things that people can't do. It's one of the most difficult things to do. People carry on guilt and guilt and guilt, and it's too bad, and they need to forgive themselves. The other thing is, okay, especially if you've done wrong and you've done this, if you think you're going to be accepted back in the community and you wait for that, you're mistaken. You can't wait for those type of things. I don't blame anybody who watches me and don't let me near the bank money or keep me out of the armored car or whatever, right? You don't want to.
You just spend it real quick and be gone. It's not like it's here today and it stays today.
Yeah, no, it's gone. It's gone. You know, but you know, all joking aside, it's that's one of our problems. I mean, our problems is we don't want to share. You know, we don't want to care about our fellow human being, and it's not easy. You know, I mean, it's really not. I mean, you got to deal with people like me. If you get, it's not easy necessarily to care for your fellow human beings and everything. But you know, and here we are in politics. I'm chopping the guy up.
Look, and the reality is, you know what, we do. Yeah. And you know, when I say like a lot of these things, I really do mean it. I think he's got some serious issues going on. But the serious issue here is that he's not the right leader and not the right person for the job. And that's the serious side. Everything outside of that, whether you want to look at any of these different things, and you know, we certainly bring to light all the different problems that he's had within this. But the reality is, you know what, we're trying to look at what's the best for the city going forward.
For the whole city, everybody in the city, right, exactly.
Because it's not just about two people.
No, it isn't, no.
This is about your city.
Your city, absolutely. I mean, what's so wonderful, I mean, what's so wonderful about Mike, and he's got an open tent. He's got an open tent. I mean, I was at the thing the other night. I heard Dennis on his show, bless him, say about 70 people. There was 75 people in the front row. Easy. They were packed. You couldn't get in there. There was 30 of us outside standing up. I was at the bar betting horses while the thing was going on because with some others. Okay. Well, they weren't betting horses, but
they were watching you.
They were watching me bet horses. Right. God, I got a story too. My best bet, okay, my best bet of the day. I had a great bet. It was an 8-to-1 shot. You know, it's really interesting that I was there, and I was making the bet. But I got in a conversation with Captain Edwards, and I love Captain Edwards. He's a dynamite guy. Was Captain Edwards? Now he's with Cold Case in the States unit now. But Captain Edwards is there and some other people, and I started talking to him. I got so engrossed in the conversation, I missed my bet.
Uh-oh.
And you know what happened?
Came up, didn't it?
It won. It won, okay? But it was worth losing the bet to talk to Captain Edwards, okay? I want to tell you that, if you watch, and it was worth the loss. And then I lost my other 2 bets. They didn't come out. But it was a great night, though. I mean, everybody. I mean, lots of people were there. Very diverse tent. Some people that you normally couldn't get in the same room with each other. They'd be, you know, even me. You know, my controversial stuff. Okay, but he had a great turnout at the Copperwood Grill. Copper Grill. Mr. Cornish's place, which I enjoy on occasion. I will for the Kentucky Derby too. So, you know, but that was good. Now that aside, what did I do with my?
What do you want? You want the rat?
Oh, we got the rat, right? The rat's here. Okay, okay. What's going on with the city? The rat represents, to me, the kind of people that, you know, the rat donates, so I hire the rat. The rat doesn't have any qualifications to do anything, but I hire the rat. I hire the rat because, you know, politically, the rat helped me out and stuff like that. Don't care about the qualifications whatsoever. That is a serious problem.
It's a serious problem when all you want is yes men around you. And again, I highlight the differences here. You know what? You bring in your yes men who don't really know anything about how to do the job,
what they're doing, right?
And create some serious issues. Department of, you know, the Public Works.
Right. Oh yeah, what a mess.
You know,
try to manage, then you try to. Well, even around him. Even his executives. No, it doesn't matter that he's got some nice ladies he hired, but they're not competent. One lady was a craftsmaker making soap. That's her frame to client. That's all. She hasn't done much of anything, and he put her in basically an administrative position. You've got to be kidding me. You know, I mean, it's not that the lady's a bad lady, and she works hard, okay, but come on, you know.
And you had that incident down at the city dump.
Oh, you know how much that cost, the negligence and stuff like that, by not dealing with that stuff? I mean, you got to be kidding me. And we got major lawsuits and money being spent on them because of.
Well, I mean, I look at it, you know what, there's a direct dollar cost to this stuff.
That's
and this
right.
is what it costs you. For every $1 million worth of screw-ups within the 25,000 people that live in New London, it costs you $40. All right? That's $40, your taxes, coming directly out of your property. And it's probably more than 40 because there's probably about 3 to 4 people to a house. So you're probably talking about, you know, $120 to $160 per household on your tax base, that every $1 million that gets wasted by mistakes,
Yeah.
by not following through on getting state monies, or, you know, by failing to put forth, like, you know, a good faith budget, or using money like he tried to like do with I forget the name of the fund that they had they had, you know, in place to hire, you know, 6 new officers for half a year.
Right.
It's like a contingency
fund. Right.
So for every $1 million, you know, look at what it's coming out of your pocket. It's $120 to $160 per household out of your guy's pocket that this guy is wasting.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter, property owner or not, renter or not, you are paying for this. See, somebody said to me, well, you know, renters don't pay. You got to be kidding me.
Sure they do.
Of course they do. Yeah, of course they do. Somebody said, what are you talking about? I said, of course. Who do you think?
I've owned property. You've owned rental property.
Right, yeah,
you know
exactly
what? It covers my mortgage, it covers my taxes, and it covers my insurance, and gives me a little bit on top of it.
Right.
So, of course you're paying.
Of course you're paying. I mean, you got to be kidding me. We're all paying. Every citizen that's working and everything, you're paying through the nose, you know, and not the other side of it. The other side of it, not only are your taxes going up, all your services in the city have been reduced. Devastated. I mean, the police department is the worst, the serious wreckage in the police department. I don't know if it's 55 officers.
How many people should really be in that police department?
Well, they say 80. Okay, now I believe in the federal stuff. The federal thing is about 112. Okay, this is when I first came here. Okay, now of course that takes in risk assessment and everything else. It's a different standard than like the standard that I believe the state used. But the state's at 80 at least sworn off. That's sworn officers. That's not your whole staff. That's just your sworn officers. So okay, we're at. They said 60. I thought it was 55. So it's somewhere around there. But we're way understaffed, and we should be. My belief is we should be up to 112. As you know, from the way I look at risk and the way I understand risk assessment has to do with, you know, the Coast Guard Academy, and not the Coast Guard, the military base being here, EB, government building of submarines, all that kind of stuff, the power station, those kind of things make up how your police should be, you know, your safety factors should be in place, you know, and given all the crime that we have and stuff, and we're a port, and now we're going to expand the port too. Okay, so that, again, it has to do with risk assessment, intelligence, all that stuff that goes on top of what police safety is all about, and fire, both, by the way.
Well, I mean, I take a look at somebody, and here's somebody who I respect, who we had on last week, Paul Formica.
That's Paul, right.
You know, he was East Lyme's first selectman.
Right.
And he said it correctly. You know what, you're a mayor, you're a city manager. You know, that's what you're there to do. You hire the best of the best that you can,
right? And
then they advise you or tell you about like the specific things that need to get done, and you make decisions within that.
Right.
If all you're doing is you're thinking you're the one person at the top that's going to pull like all the levers and be in control of everything, and you're hiring yes men, you know, who are just going to say, oh, I want to do this today.
Yeah.
Yes, Mayor Finizio. Yes, Mayor
Finizio. Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's happening.
Exactly.
And they don't have the competency to be able to stand up and say, well, you know what? That's not right. That's not the way that things need to be done. That's not the way that things need to be managed. Because they don't know.
They don't know. They don't know. That's really the problem. I mean, the rats got in the city, and they're just chewing it up.
Yep.
That's it. That's exactly what's happening, and it's too bad, but, you know, what can I say? You know.
So we're going to go back to being a kingmaker.
All I can say is, you know, if you don't want Finizio and you don't want Mike, here we go. I'll do the job. I'll take your money and your taxes. That what you want? Here we go, okay? Don't vote for Finizio and you don't want Mike? Come and see Father. Gotta be kidding me, right? You want a circus? That's what we got. We got a circus right now. It is, you know. The guy's a gifted, the guy is a gifted talker. I mean, you know. I mean, all you got to do is watch what he's done, okay? He changed. You notice Father wears his Father street priest stuff, okay? However, obviously, if I was about to run for the Senate, say, guess what? Next week, Father would be on with his tie, you know, let his hair grow out a little bit, because, you know, people like old men now, you know, Grandpa look, because I look wise and everything. Have you noticed? I mean, even his dress. He changes his dress to the season and what he's doing. And he's back with the tie, and he's got and dressed his political best, and he's articulating his story to the public, and he's great. He's good at it. He is really he is good at it. He just moved too fast. He just moved too fast. It's gonna, you know.
Well, I mean, that's the difference. A story, a platform, ideas,
right.
all right, versus misdirection.
That's right.
You know, do you want sleight of hand, or do you want somebody that actually knows what's going on within the city and can come in and fix a lot of this garbage quick?
Yeah, relatively quick. Yeah, you're talking, right? Right, 30 years. 30 years as a fireman here. Okay, grew up in the city. I mean, you know. Now, if you were talking a bubblehead, that would be different. Okay, no offense. If you talk, oh, gee whiz, he just grew up here and stuff like that. But you're not. You're talking a quality, you're talking a real quality guy. I followed his right from the beginning. People say blah, blah. I say because I like when I make a choice, and it's really a good choice in AAA. And I watched Michael from the first time he ran, and I voted for him and we supported him because we knew a little. And he was a fireman. That was my attraction. I got a lot of firemen in the family, and he's a first responder. So as I said on different shows, that's why I got interested in Michael, and I watched him, and we took a shot. We didn't really know a lot about him, and the shot was a bullseye, is what it was, and we followed him. And now I don't always agree with him. In fact, I was on the other side, on the Riverside Park fight, you know, and I thought I won. Okay, I thought I had it won by 12 votes, myself and all the others that we did, all of us that fought the other side. Okay, and then they come in and they did a miscount, and so the next day I found out I lost. Okay, so whatever, and then we get beyond that. Okay, you get beyond that and stuff like that. He was the other side, and then okay, once you do something like that, then you drop all the war stuff and you go on and you fix the park and you make it what it's supposed to be about. That's how politics should work. So. You know, on that issue, I was on another side of Michael. And there's been other times I'm on the other side. But he's a straight shooter. He's a straight shooter. You're going to find honesty. He tells you right where it is. You might not like it, but at least you're getting the truth out of his mouth.
He has integrity.
He's got serious integrity. Got a great, his wife's a wonderful lady, works at the hospital, got great kids. I mean, he's the Opie story of New London. You know what I mean? He's the Opie story of New London. Yeah. He's not a dirty politician. I try to tell you.
That's what we're here for.
That's what. Yeah. You know, Michael. You know, you need to plate this clown.
I'm telling you.
Pound.
Jab, cross.
Yeah. No, he's cheekers. You know. I don't want you to lose for being nice, okay? You need to, you know, he's, the platform's great. I'm going to tell you something. Everybody's got to get this book. This is clear, concise, and I'm going to tell you something. Everything he puts on here, he's going to do it. I know. I worked with him couple of years ago. We were going to try and do something with the justice program, okay, to community relations, police community relations, okay, not because Mike knows me, not because of anything else. I got involved with Mike. I brought Dr. Eisenberg in. Dr. Eisenberg in police community relations is internationally known. That's his job, 30 years. He's part of North American Institute. They got 5 or 6 programs here in Connecticut and everything else. So we try to get together and through Mike and everything and with the police department to do a program for community relations. Of course, they couldn't find the $15,000 or $30,000 they needed to do the program, which I thought was a mistake. We were dealing with the Hispanic difficulty that the Hispanics were having with the police department, and Mike jumped right in there for the community and was trying to deal with that. And he went out and taught people. You can't ask for better blue ribbon than that, you know what I mean? And that's the kind of guy, you know, he really checked out who Eisenberg was and all that stuff before he'd said, okay, let's talk about it. And, you know, just to say the quality of guy he is. You know, he's not gonna. He assesses the risk.
He does his homework.
He does his homework before he's jumping into the fire.
Right.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the first thing.
I mean,
you know.
Management 101 is you're proactive, not
Right.
reactive.
Not reactive.
And if you're proactive, you're figuring out what the problems are ahead of time, and you have a plan in place in order to be able to deal with them. That's what a fireman does.
Right.
You know? That's how you professionally do it.
Right.
Not reactive, oh, we got 2 feet of snow. I hate to tell you, 2 years ago, my city, Milford, had 3 feet of snow. All right? All in like one shot.
Yeah.
You know, they figured out how to get through it. It wasn't a national emergency that went on for 3 or 4 weeks. They dealt with it.
They dealt with it.
And just like, you know, I mean, I know how we got through it on my street. We had like 4 or 5 guys with like snow blowers, and we like figured out our way to be able to get through it ourselves.
Yeah.
And once you got out to the road, they made sure that all the main roads were cleared.
Yeah.
All right? That's how you deal with it.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't need to call in Bridgeport to come with their 10 trucks because you decimated like the public works department, and the guys don't have the equipment to be able to do what they need to do. And then you're doing a ride along with them. Yeah, I want Finizio in the cab with me while I'm plowing
snow, right? Imagine that.
He's probably going out, oh, do you want me to go do a snow angel over here? Maybe we could pray to God and all the snow all of a sudden disappear. Get a grip.
It did.
You got to remember this stuff. I know, you know what, the primary's going to come up in August. You're going to be going, oh, I don't remember what it was like when it was snowing.
September 16th. We're talking about, this is coming fast. Yeah, Wednesday, September 16th. That's going to be fast, and you got to remember this stuff. You can't, and you got to get out, and you got to get your friends together, and you got to talk about it. And I tell everybody, you got to get this. You got to get this booklet, okay? Okay. Of course, he's got Passero for newlondon.org. That's www, the website. Okay, where can they get this thing? There's an address. There should be an address. Uh-oh, don't tell me I don't know where the address is. It's causing me. Obviously, you can contact Michael directly at 860-625-7516. I'll give you a minute. I don't have a minute. Oh, my God.
You don't have a minute.
I don't have a minute. I should have done this early. We'll be talking about this a lot, though. God bless you. I got a minute. Dominic, God bless you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay, next week, I don't know what I'm doing next week. Okay, we got all kinds of things going on. We were supposed to have Bruce in.
We're supposed to have Bruce Morris. We're going to be doing a
We're gonna
tape show
be doing
because he's got
an agenda, right?
Yeah.
And we'll try and have somebody else on. I won't say, we'll have a good guest. I love you folks out there. Please pray for us, okay? We pray for you. Love you, and I'll see you next week, okay?